Good morning, everyone. This is Michael O'Malley here with the Hurricane Outlook and discussion for May 27th, 2020. Recorded around 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Tropical Storm Bertha has formed in the Atlantic this morning off the coast of Charleston, South Carolina. Expected to move inland here within the next couple of hours here, really within the next hour or so. This is expected to make landfall just to the north or just near Charleston, South Carolina. Maximum sustained winds currently are 45 miles per hour and a pressure of about 1,009 millibars. This will continue to head inland over the next coming days or so, and this is going to be a big rainmaker for portions of the South Carolina low country and then up and through portions, even potentially Columbia, South Carolina, and Charlotte, North Carolina. If you take a look here at the satellite, this is coming off of the COD Meteorology website. You guys do notice that there's a very well defined, almost a central dense overcast across this region. If we go back to the radar shot here that's coming off the Charleston radar site, you do notice that we have a fairly well-defined low-pressure center. At one point, this was almost displaying an eye wall-like feature. You notice the training convective bands that are going to be rotating in throughout the day. This is getting ready to make landfall right now, really near Charleston in U.S. Highway 17, coming out there of Charleston, Latson, Wando, those areas out there, North Charleston. So really the low country, rain all the way through Dorchester County, all the way up through St. Matthews and Orangeboro, Walterboro. Some places I've already seen over 2 inches of rainfall, so this is certainly not going to help. There's going to be some flooding issues over the next day or so coming out through most of the low country of South Carolina, and rain spreading all the way now up into the near the North Carolina South Carolina border. So again, there's going to be a lot of rainfall over the next few days as a result of Bertha, as it now continues to move off towards the north here, again making landfall shortly near or just to the north of Charleston, South Carolina. The National Hurricane Center again giving it 45 miles per hour, and this is the official track from the NHC. By 2 a.m. Thursday, this is expected to be a tropical depression just north of Charlotte in Raleigh, North Carolina, as it continues to move away. Again, this is going to bring heavy rainfall to portions of the Carolinas over the next few days, and this is going to be one of the main problems. Besides the wind impact along the coast, the threat for isolated tornadoes, and certainly some very heavy wind and rain can be falling across those areas. This is the buoy that did help to partially upgrade this to Tropical Storm Bertha. Again, you notice the steep pressure drop here, about to 29.8 millibars, or 29.8 inches of mercury, rather. And then we also have had the peak wind gust here at about 50 knots or so, with a sustained wind of about 45 knots. So we have seen that take off, really. Again, this is the vorticity signature. This is looking at the 850 millibar vorticity, the spin in the atmosphere about 5,000 feet off the ground. The higher you go up in this scale, the more cyclonic turning you're getting. This is Tropical Storm Arthur right now that is approaching the South Carolina coastline. And one thing that's been really responsible for helping this to develop is not only the Gulf Stream, but also the lack of any deep vertical wind shear across the region. You do notice that this is going to be running into about 30 knots of shear. But again, this is mainly over land. This is running out of time anyway, but it has been designated Bertha, rather. And this is expected to kind of remain on that northwesterly track here over the next few days, eventually turning more off towards the north-northwest over the next few days. Now, taking a look at the CDAS, sea surface temperatures, this is coming from tropicaltidbits.com. You do notice that this area in the Gulf Stream is where Bertha kind of came through, and this was responsible for help generating that deeper convection around the center, and certainly we have seen that. So that's one of the reasons why Bertha has formed. Also, given the upper ocean heat content, which is now really picking up, you can see out here in the deep tropics, this is really now beginning to pick up as we rapidly approach the start of the hurricane season. 5 days away now. We've already had 2 May systems. So we are now on our Bertha name. The next name is Cristobal, and that could be happening potentially maybe down here in the deep tropics later this week. We'll cover that in the Hurricane Outlook and discussion, a more lengthy version later this afternoon. But again, Bertha has formed in part response to the Gulf Stream, The water temperatures, again, Bertha is set to make landfall here within the matter of minutes across the North Charleston and the really Dorchester County, all the way down through North Charleston, Latson, Monk's Corner. Those regions are going to be impacted by the core of this system, what core is left once it makes it up there. So again, stay tuned to that. We will have a further outlook and discussion out later this afternoon going over everything that you need to know for the tropics. Hope you all have a great rest of your morning, and I will see you back here later this afternoon.